Roberto Mancone is head of Disruptive Technologies and Solutions at Deutsche Bank. Roberto, many thanks for talking with us. 750 million, I think, is what Deutsche said it's got to spend on digital technologies by 2020. What excites you most in this space with regards to the banking industry?
It is a lot of, there are a lot of changes happening in the financial industry. If you want, probably financial industry waited for too long in order to try to invest in digital. Our desire, starting from John Cryan, is to become entrepreneurs within the organization. So it's not just how to spend it, how to do it, but how fast we can do it. And I guess the financial industry is moving fast.
What technology do you think will be the most transformative for the banking industry over the next 3 to 5 years?
Personally, I see a strong convergence between the three main technology, being artificial intelligence, IoT, and blockchain. They're inevitably intertwined, and they're definitely going to change the way we do business, from proximity, usage of data, predictive analytics, in order to try to provide the best solutions for the right clients at the right time.
I want to get into detail on AI and blockchain in a moment, but let me ask you, what specific parts of the banking industry do you think are most ripe for technological disruption?
But for sure, you know, every bank has different kind of divisions, and you can imagine applying all these technologies to the capital market, to the investment banking, to the retail industry. One of the main aspects, for example, is that the advisory business of banking is a very costly model. And therefore, artificial intelligence can help to manage the data and scale the advisory model in a way that was unforeseeable before.
And what bits are not suitable for this sort of disruption? What are the bits that work well as they are and Roberto Mancone can leave alone?
But, you know, there is always a lot of fear and scare about the new technologies. Let's be honest. Any industrial revolution, of course, has an impact on the way we work and operate and the way we have the contract also with the clients. And I mean contract instead of stakeholders and society. I think, of course, technology can help to improve the way we do business. And inevitably, as I said, a scalable advisory model is something that we were not even thought about it before. The prevention of possible fraud, the detection of anti-money laundering, the anticipation of needs, and the possible solutions that will enhance the ratio and the efficiency of the way we do business.
All right, let's drill down a little bit. You mentioned AI, you mentioned blockchain. AI, what do we see Deutsche Bank do in this space over the next 3 to 5 years?
The user cases that we have identified are multiple, right? You can go from high-speed trading, you can go from the empowerment of the private banker and the commercial banker in order to handle several clients in a proper manner, the anticipation of needs. You can have the enhancement of the complaint management. You can have also the enhancement and improvement of the analyst report. Let me give you just an example, right? I mean, normally you have a ratio of 1 to 250 in every bank, right? One relationship manager per 250 clients. Now, as you can imagine, this is not possible to be handled in a proper, effective way. But if you have, of course, artificial intelligence, you are empowered to have all the possible information to provide the right asset allocation, the right solution for those 250 clients, personalizing the solution with the help of instruments that you have.
And what sort of feedback, what sort of input do you get from your big clients when it comes to this sort of technology and, let's face it, untested technology in many regards? And I talk about feedback when it comes to privacy issues, for example. Are they worried?
There is always a lot of fear in general in any kind of information related to data privacy. Let's put it like this. First of all, any kind of technology, being artificial intelligence or blockchain, has to be strictly adherent to the policy and regulation in terms of data privacy. Of course, it's up to us and up to the vendor to provide the right infrastructure, the right framework, the right IT architecture to ensure that all these data are maintained within the rules. Inevitably, there is a fear that handling data will mean invasion of privacy, but this is not the case, right? I mean, everything happened already in the past with the online, with the internet banking. Even in that case, we had to respect.
But that's not going to stop people worrying. That's not going to stop people with a lot of money worrying. Do you envisage there being a time when we see a demand for back to basics banking, i.e. the antithesis of fintech?
But to be honest with you, I think that the development of this technology is frankly irreversible, right? We need to be able to embrace it. We need to be able to create the right culture. When I say culture, it means top-down culture and bottom-up culture within the organization, but also we need to have a tremendous amount of effort in order to try to spread the culture also in society and with the customers, making them aware that what we are developing is something absolutely safe. And in this respect, absolutely, we have a strong responsibility to choose the right technological partners to make sure, of course, that the data that we handle and the technology that we use is the one that guarantees maximum respect of privacy security.
Where, Roberto, does Deutsche sit in the pecking order in terms of the most sort of fintech-focused, fintech-ready bank?
We have created I would say, a pretty broad ecosystem. If you think about the 4 innovation labs that we have opened between Berlin, London, Silicon Valley, and now recently also New York, we have closed a lot of partnership with the FinTech Quartier in Frankfurt, with Axel Springer in Germany, with H-Farm in Italy, with the Floor in Israel. So we have created a strong ecosystem, tried to identify those fintechs and startups that can have the capability of enhancing the way that we do business normally, and partner with some of them in order to create the right infrastructure.
You mentioned some locations there, with a view to Europe. Where for you is the fintech capital of Europe now post-Brexit?
There is different scattered clouds of fintechs, I would say. For example, in Israel, you have inevitably much more the knowledge in terms of cybersecurity and technology driven. In Germany, you have a huge amount of very valuable, highly fintech also in the financial services arena. So it's a different scattered cloud of solutions and quality. But I would say that definitely they have Germany, UK, Israel, also Italy in the manufacturing industry seems to be particularly valid. Beside, of course, the usual suspect, that's the Silicon Valley.
Final question. Do you see yourself as a banker or as a technologist? Do you see banks of the future as technology companies or banks?
My background is almost 25 years of corporate banking, corporate finance, right? And now I'm the head of Disruptive Technology Solutions. And I think this is a perfect fit for many colleagues like ourselves, that they know exactly the infrastructure, they know the legacy, they know the systems in the banks, and they are able also to embrace technology in order to enhance and bring the banks into different business models.
Roberto, thanks very much for talking with us. Roberto Mancone from Deutsche Bank. That's it from me. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.